Here in Portsmouth, there's always something going on throughout the year, something to see and do. There are parades, events, festivals, markets, events in the park, waterfront events. And if nothing else, you can always just take a leisurely walk through beautiful Old Town Portsmouth, look into the historic homes and buildings. In November and December, things really ramp up with tons of holiday events. We'll look at a few of those right here and right now on this November-December 2017 episode of Portsmouth Now. Welcome to our November-December 2017 episode of Portsmouth Now. I'm your host, Rob Lauer. Come November, as a chill comes into the air, people usually don't think of heading out to the parks. However, Hoffler Creek Wildlife Preserve in Churchland has events going on throughout November and December. Here's someone to tell us about them. I'm joined by James Bussey from Hoffler Creek. Welcome, James.
Hey, thanks for having me, Rob.
Good to have you here. Now, this time of year, November, December, we don't think that there's a lot going on in parks, but you actually do have some events coming up.
Yeah,
some pretty big ones.
We actually have our, it's pretty much my favorite event of the year. It is our fundraiser, but we do an oyster roast and barbecue. That's going to be November 4th. It's going to run from 1 to 5:30 p.m. We get a big tent set up out in the grass there at Hoffler Creek, so we can bring as many friends as we can, as possible to enjoy the sunset there with us. We'll have a couple of live artists performing, Heckle and Jive, which are a couple of Portsmouth natives. Jason and Mandy Stevenson, they'll be out there playing live, and a couple of other musicians. And Rodman's cooks up the barbecue, roasts the oysters for us. We'll have plenty of local suds flowing as well, and so it's going to be a really great time.
Okay, people are interested in tickets for that. Do they get them ahead of time? Do they just show up?
There are a few different ways. You actually do have to purchase them in advance. But you can purchase them from any one of our board members by stopping in at our headquarters or online through our website at hofflercreek.org/events.
Okay, great. Now, is the creek open, regular hours this time
Yeah, we're
of year?
open year-round. Well, we try and be open as much as possible, and this is actually one of the best times, especially in the Hampton Roads area, to come on out and enjoy your outdoors. Less mosquitoes, the temperature is still tolerable, that sort of thing. So we do have some programs going on throughout the rest of the month. We do want to encourage people just to come enjoy. We're open 10 to 4, Tuesday through Sunday. Okay. So we will have a couple of holiday closures, but I think that's to be expected.
The kayaking and all that, is that all year round, or is that just certain times of year?
It can be. So we actually use a safety cutoff of 110 degrees. That is 110 degrees combined air and water temperature. And we feel that if it's 80 degrees and the water temperature is 50, we're far enough outside of a hypothermia risk that we would be willing to launch you on one of our own. That being said, if you got your own equipment, I'll launch you whenever. We had a young lady out there last February. It was 40 degrees outside. She was geared up, wanted to get on the paddleboard, and she took off. She had a great time on the James River for the next couple hours.
That's great. So what other events do you have going on?
So we've got a regularly scheduled early bird walk and volunteer work day. Those are the second Saturday of each month. So that is going to be 11/11 and then 12/9, December 9th. The early bird walk is one of the only times to get into the preserve before it's open to the public. Great birding, and we've got migration season going on right now, so birders out there, it's a great opportunity to see something that maybe they haven't seen in at least a year. Right. So we also have a cold moon walk. I believe that is December 13th, December 7th, December 4th.
December 4th.
December 4th at 7 p.m. Cold Moon Walk. Cold Moon is the name for the December full moon. So we're going to get out once some of the leaves have kind of receded and take a walk around the trails. And then on December 21st at 4 p.m. we're going to have an evening filled with crafts, activities, a nature hike for the winter solstice.
Okay, great.
So,
and now, for these things, again, do you have to, like the moon, going out to see the moon?
Yeah, because those are after-hours events. There is advanced registration that is required, and that can be done through hofflercreek.org/events or by giving us a call at the office at 686-8684.
Great, all right. Yeah. Well, thanks for joining us, James. And be sure to visit Hoffler Creek. There's something going on there all year round. the Portsmouth Department of Parks and Recreation has events going on throughout November and December. Many of them are holiday-themed events. Here's Mark Furlow to tell us about those. Mark, welcome to Portsmouth Now.
Thanks for having me again, Rob.
So, understanding we have a new brochure out, a new booklet.
We do. Our new fall-winter program guide was recently mailed out. All the citizens of Portsmouth should have received one in the mail. If you haven't got one, you can download a copy online, or you can look at it online, or you can go to one of the rec centers, libraries, or museums and pick one up in person. But we've got all the programs that we're doing here in the city. It's mainly focused on the library, museum, and parks and recreation stuff, but there's some other good stuff in there too, and information about our parks and our facilities, and general information about the city. Real quick though, I just wanted to talk about the cover. On the cover, we're celebrating the Norfolk Naval Shipyard's 250th anniversary. This is a big deal for the Norfolk Naval Shipyard, and we've got some events planned throughout the month of November to celebrate the shipyard.
Wow, okay.
And this major milestone. So.
Yeah, it is major.
But there are a lot of other programs for Parks and Recreation in here too. We have, right now, we're doing registration for adult and children's basketball. The children can sign up at any one of the rec centers and then that would be the rec center that they would practice and play at. And then we also have our adult league basketball that plays at J.E. Parker Recreation Center, and you can sign up for that as well. We have our senior and adult fitness classes that go on. Most of them happen at J.E. Parker Recreation Center. We also have a Tai Chi class that happens at the Port Norfolk Recreation Center. But you can get information on the times and dates and how to sign up for it right here in this program guide, or you can call our main office at 393-8481.
Now, do those go on all year round?
They do.
Okay.
They do.
So this is great for people after the holidays if they want to get back into shape.
Exactly. Yeah. We've got Thanksgiving. People are going to be eating a lot of turkey, and they're going to need to get back in shape. So this is a great opportunity to do that.
Now, are there I know there's some holiday-themed events that Parks and Recreation is sort of overseeing here.
We do. We actually have a golf tournament just scheduled for December 2nd, and it's going to be a benefiting Toys for Tots.
Okay.
And that'll be at By the Way Golf Course. We also have our Veterans Day celebration, which is November 11th, Saturday, November 11th at 11 o'clock. We'll have music from we'll have bagpipe music and pipes and drums, and we'll be celebrating veterans out at the High Street Landing at 11 o'clock on November 11th.
Now, Mark, I know that we have several big music events taking place this time of year. Now, one of them is related to the 250th anniversary of the shipyard. Can you tell us about that?
Right, yeah. We'll have a concert at the Portsmouth Pavilion. It's free. It'll be November 1st at 3 o'clock. You do have to get a ticket, and you can get a ticket at the box office, but the tickets are no charge unless you want to upgrade to premium seating. But this concert will celebrate the 250th anniversary of the Norfolk Naval Shipyard. We also have there's a video on our the city's YouTube page right now that commemorates or celebrates the 250. So if you're interested in that, definitely go online to our YouTube channel and check that out too.
Now, one of the big events down here in Old Town every Christmas is the Holiday Music Festival here in Old Town. Right.
That's coming up December 9th. We'll start off with the Children's Christmas Parade at 10 o'clock, and then after the parade, we'll roll right into the Holiday Music Festival at 11. And we'll have all the school choirs and schools will be performing at the Middle Street Mall. We'll have children's activities across the street in between the coffee shop and the old Sports Hall of Fame building. And then we'll also have strolling entertainment that will be going up and down High Street, and we'll have the fire pits out that will be manned by the fire department.
It really is a nice afternoon. There's all types of music, something for everybody.
Yeah, there is, and we also have our headliner is Eric Taylor, who's the gospel violinist.
Yeah,
that's difficult to say.
We've had him on here before. He's fantastic.
Yeah, he is.
Really is.
Yeah.
Now, the children's parade, is that a parade for children, or is that a parade with kids in it?
It's a parade with children in it.
Okay.
So if you have a group or an organization with children, and you want to be in the parade, you can call our office.
Okay, great. So it is 393-8481?
Correct.
Okay,
Yep.
great. All right. Well, thanks for joining us, Mark, and telling us about it. And be sure to check out the Music Fest and the Children's Christmas Parade the same day.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks. With the holiday season coming, that means the holiday shopping season is upon us. One place that you may not have thought of looking for a very unique gift is the Old Town Farmers Market. Here's someone to tell us what's available at the market in November and December. We're in the courtyard of the Portsmouth Art and Cultural Center, where every Saturday for most of the year there is a farmers market, and I'm joined by Terry Danaher, who directs the farmers market. Are you the director, the queen,
I am
president?
the volunteer manager of the farmers market. I mean, I don't manage volunteers. I am a volunteer managing the market.
Well, tell us what's coming up this time of year. November, December, a lot of farmers markets. Actually, there aren't very many this time of the year, but Portsmouth is a little bit different.
Yeah, well, it's colder. That's colder weather is coming for sure. We're feeling it today, but basically, farmers are still growing things in the fall and even through the winter. Our winters tend to be fairly mild here. I think last year we didn't really get cold until February, and so we had greens, and there were still apples that were being kept, and they were wonderful, Honeycrisp apples. They were great. You have a lot of winter squashes that are available, and some of our one of our farmers, especially, who's been with us for 9 years, I think. He brings in from neighboring farms and farms farther south some of the other vegetables that are nice to have at a market, so that it's convenient for people here. And he can tell where he got them from and how they're grown typically. So we have plenty of food still, because we also have the baked goods, and we have a couple of new vendors with baked goods. One of them is Sylvette's home baked. There's a restaurant called Homegrown. And her stuff is just amazing. And we have a French toast maker, and it's fascinating.
Really?
And
they like baked French toast here?
She bakes it right here, and it is delicious. It's all these different flavors. We have a new popcorn, kettle corn vendor who has all different flavors, and it drives everybody insane because you can smell the corn baking or cooking or whatever it does, roasting across the entire market, and everybody's looking around for where that smell is coming from, and then they run into the French toast, and it's totally confusing. We have a pork vendor who actually makes right here. He grills sausages and bacon.
Oh, wow.
And so you can get sandwiches.
So you actually come here for breakfast on a Saturday morning, or
quite a
brunch.
few people do. Yeah, they come here, they pick up something from one of the vendors, and they sit here in our beautiful courtyard and have coffee. We have coffee vendors. And then we'll have cider and things like that. My coffee vendors have already been talking about serving other beverages during, heated beverages during the cooler months. So the market starts at 10 beginning in November.
Okay.
And it runs through the 23rd of December. So people can stock up for Thanksgiving and Christmas at the market. And there are people who bake pies here, and they're delicious. So if you're not into baking yourself, and I would have to be one of those people because you can't taste it until it's done, and that drives me crazy. There's a pecan pie and pumpkin pie, even apple pie, because the apples are still in season. So it's a really great place to shop for the holidays, and while you're here you can buy gifts.
Because you have some vendors who like arts and crafts.
Yes, we have quite a few crafts vendors. We have Lena Claire. She makes the most gorgeous purses, just bags of all sizes. I have just one of every size, I think. And I don't usually carry a purse, but I love her stuff, so I keep buying it. And I buy them as gifts, and sometimes they even get to the person I bought them for, and sometimes they stay with me. We have a Golden Eagle Alpaca Farm, and he actually has alpacas. He's an alpaca farm. And he has the stuff sent off to be turned into goods. And I have some beautiful capes. There are sweaters, gloves, socks, liners for boots, all kinds of things. And they're wonderful. And these wonderful fluffy teddy bears that you can't, once you've touched them, they're yours. I mean, it's like, that's another thing that is a great gift. I mean, every baby I know has one of those now because that's what I buy babies. We also have military motifs, and she makes everything from aprons that have military motifs to dog blankets and little dog cover-ups and collars, and we have domestic, which is a wonderful leather goods, belts and key chains and wallets and all
Something
kinds
you
of...
give somebody they can use throughout the year.
Yeah,
Or for
yeah.
years to come, really.
It's terrific. And there's one of our tables is signs of art, and they actually make signs, and a lot of those are sports related. But they also produce wonderful sort of pot holders and placemats and these microwave pot holders that you actually, there's bowl shaped, and you put them in the microwave so that when you reach into the microwave you can take them out without burning yourself, which is great. I use them all the time now. And we also have Pearl's Creations, and she makes scarves and hats and all kinds of purses and again aprons and things. My son-in-law is a big Cowboys fan because he's from Texas. So I put together a gift package for him that included an apron that she made, and then there was a baby blanket for my new grandson that was a Cowboys blanket, and then there was, there was a sign and a little bell, a cowboy bell, and all this. So I put together this package all from the market.
Okay.
So I can,
So it's not just for food anymore.
No, you can do some shopping.
Well, thanks for showing up this morning and telling us about what's going on here in November and December. We really appreciate it. And it starts at 10 o'clock, you said?
In November through December, we are at 10 o'clock market. And sometimes we have special markets January, February, March, and April. So we have a website. If you go to portsmouthfarmersmarket.com, you can find out what our hours are for that particular day. You can find out who's at the market and what they're selling.
Fantastic.
Okay.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us, Carrie.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
Take care.
I'm joined by the world's tallest elf, Stephen Gurnett, who, when he's not doing his elfin duties, actually serves as the gallery supervisor at the Portsmouth Art and Cultural Center. Welcome, Steve.
Thank you very much, Rob. Here we are, and the holidays are coming up.
And that means the Winter Wonderland is coming back to the Portsmouth Art and Cultural Center.
So this is our 14th year now.
Now, for those who know nothing about Winter Wonderland or the Coleman Collection, tell us a little bit about it.
Okay. Most people who live around here probably know about it because they may have likely gone to Coleman Nursery when it was opened
every
year. It was
yeah.
a tradition. For those of you who don't know about it, Coleman Nursery was down off High Street at the corner of Cedar and High, where the new library is now. It's a fantastic library. And the owners of the nursery were sharp business people, so they were trying to bring in business on the off season during the winter time, aside from just the sale of Christmas trees. And we're talking about Millie Lancaster and Junie Lancaster. Millie is still living today. Junie is not, but Junie was a collector. And in fact, at the Children's Museum, they have a collection of a lot of his antique model trains and toys.
Right.
Well, in 1964, this is interesting because the family were kind of thinking of what to do and bringing in more visitors during
the off-season.
And they visited the World's Fair in 1964. And before Disneyland had acquired the Small World exhibit, they debuted it at the World's Fair in New York, and it was sponsored by Pepsi-Cola. The family saw this Small World exhibit, and they got the idea for collecting these animatronics. And the first one that was on view that year was the Sleeping Santa. And that's one of the last things you'll see when you come to the Art and Cultural Center, where we've been displaying this now since the nursery closed in 2004. So over the years, they collected more and more of these animatronics and became a huge collection.
You brought up Disney. I remember going there as a kid. It was like Disneyland. All the acres of the place were just covered with these animatronics, and it was like going to a theme park or something every Christmas.
Exactly. They took advantage of that age-old principle of all you need is a place for people to come and enjoy themselves and stuff for sale. So they had shops. They had shops selling Christmas candles, wrapping paper, candy, and they did quite well. It was a sharp business idea.
If my memory serves me correctly, Christmas ended up being their biggest season of the year, November, December, for sales.
Probably.
Yeah.
I think you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
And it certainly brings in the people to the museum too. And I'll tell you, as a result, we've got some fantastic activities lined up, mostly on weekends. So if you check out our webpage, portsmouthartcenter.com, or you can call us at 393-8543 and check out when all these activities are going to be taking place. But if you come on a weekend, you're almost guaranteed to see Santa. He's going to be visiting.
Okay.
We're going to be having some ornament making activities. Some of them will involve origami. Some of them involve painting on glass. We're going to have an airbrush artist come, and visitors can make winter scenes with this unique technique of airbrush painting.
Okay.
And then every year we have a special event for the last day Winter Wonderland's open on New Year's Eve.
Uh-huh.
But instead of calling it New Year's, we call it Noon Year's, because this is for kids
To celebrate New Year's Eve.
to celebrate New Year's Eve, and they don't have to stay up late. So we have a ball drop at noon, and then we'll have a lot of activities going on after that, like face painting and balloon making, and then we're going to have a fireworks stomp where we roll out bubble wrap sheets, and
so
the
instead
kids
of fireworks, they're just stomping bubble wrap. making lots of
kids can
noise.
dance and jump on the bubble wrap, and it makes lots of noise, and they love it.
Now, Winter Wonderland opens the day after Thanksgiving, the Friday after Thanksgiving.
Yes, exactly. So we're going to actually be open extended hours Fridays and Saturdays. So that first day will be open from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. along with the Children's Museum. So there is a list of hours that you can find, but I'll give it to you right now.
Right.
And so we're going to be open Tuesday through Thursday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And the Children's Museum will be open the same hours that the Portsmouth Art Center and Winter Wonderland will be open. So Fridays and Saturdays, both museums will be open 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. and on Sundays will be open from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. And if you come on weekends, you're going to find all those activities will be available free with your ticket to Winter Wonderland. And we have a really good deal with tickets. So if you want to come see the Winter Wonderland, it's $3 a person. We also have a holiday pass. They'll include 2 visits to Winter Wonderland, 2 different days, and another visit to the Children's Museum for $12 a person. So that's a really excellent
That really
deal.
is.
Yeah. Plus, if you come at the right days, like on weekends, we're going to have a lot of stuff going on that's free with your ticket.
Okay, that's great. So really, you can get 3 full days of them at the museums.
Exactly.
You want to do great. All right.
That's a fantastic value.
That it is. Well, thanks for coming here and telling us all about it. And I assume you'll be there.
I'll be there most of the time. And
With the hat on?
probably not with the hat on. Well, you never know. You never know. You may see me with this hat on.
Okay. Well, thanks for coming here and telling us all about it. Be sure to check out Winter Wonderland at the Portsmouth Art and Cultural Center. That is from the Friday after Thanksgiving, the day after Thanksgiving, through New Year's Eve. Thanks, Steve.
Thank you. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. If you're looking for something really unique and really fun to do this New Year's Eve, look no further than here in Old Town Portsmouth. They have one of the most unique events you're going to find anywhere else in this part of the state. And here's the woman who's responsible for it. I'm joined by Susan Healy, who is the organizer of a very unique New Year's Eve event that's been taking place in Old Town for how many years now?
This is our 20th year.
And that's the
20
Old
years.
Town Scottish Walk. Welcome, Susan.
Thank you.
Good to have you back. Tell us a little bit about this event. I mean, you're the one who started. This was your baby.
It still is, yes. Thank you. It actually, a Scottish walk is a cheap parade. It doesn't mean you're Scottish or Irish. It's for anyone or anybody who wants to be in the walk. It becomes a parade. People don't stand on the sidelines. They take a walk with us. And it's not a long walk. It's just a walk through the Old Town. And then at the end of the walk, as it's on New Year's Eve, we sing Auld Lang Syne at the end of the waterfront. And so that's...
Now, you had participated in one of these, a few of these up in Northern Virginia?
There's a Old Town Scottish Walk in Alexandria, Virginia, and it's something that runs on the 1st of December to kick off their holiday season, their shopping season, and they honor the local children's hospital, and donations go to the children's hospital. But that's more of a parade with a crowd. There are actually street-lined crowds. But the old tradition from Scotland is, and from ancient days, the townspeople would gather on New Year's Eve, come to their town center with torches and make bonfires, and they would sing Auld Lang Syne, and they would wish their townspeople and their businesses good luck in the new year, and thank the merchants and those who have made their town successful in the past year.
Okay. Now, I came last year. I've been wanting to come to this for years. I came last
Yes.
New Year's Eve, and it is a wonderful event. It really is. It's so much fun. And you meet right here in the afternoon,
This
right?
is the street corner.
It's
This
the
is where we
street corner
start off.
we meet. I know
Yes. They've opened up, yes.
The church opens up, and they let, if it's cold, you can go and sit
Yes.
there until things start. But you have people in their kilts, you have people just in their street clothes, whatever, and we all parade through the streets of Old Town.
Right.
Okay. And you do have bagpipes playing?
There will be bagpipes. There will be reenactors of historic military groups that were here in Portsmouth during different eras of our history. We have Boy Scouts, we have Girl Scouts, we have church groups, we have individuals who just want to come out and take a walk. There are
People
dog
with their
walkers.
dogs,
Yes,
the dogs
they
in
love the
kilts.
dogs. Yes. We also have one of the projects of the Boy Scouts is they are assigned to go back over the route. They have plastic bags and they do a cleanup and get a public service credit for their merit badges for cleaning up.
Now, it's interesting. We get to the waterfront in High Street and the flagpole and everything there. And then there's a little bit of a ceremony, a reenactment. It sort of has, it's Scottish, but it's also very American. Tell us a little bit about what goes on there.
The Historical Society raises our first American flag that George Washington first had. It's called the Grand Union flag, and it was raised on New Year's Day. And so we have a group of the local militia that were here with the Scottish Lord Dunmore, who had taken over the city of Portsmouth. They have recreated those actual uniforms from what you would have seen in the streets of Portsmouth of the Scottish troops that were here at that time. You would also see there's representatives of the shipyard Gosport, which was Scottish. Crawford was Scottish, our city founder. The churches around here were based on Scottish church heritage and had rectors that were from Scotland. So folks dress up as those people. And we raise our first American flag, which was the Grand Union flag, not the one Betsy Ross did later, but the Grand Union flag.
It really is a unique a mixture of New Year's Eve, Scotland,
And what was
Virginia American history.
Yes, and what was happening here in America on New Year's Eve in the past history.
Yeah.
They have different stories every year. They tell different ones about different people who were here in Portsmouth at that time.
That's great. And now, then after the event, people disperse, and there are things going on in some of the taverns and restaurants. People go there, and some of them feature some Scottish music. And
We do. All of the young people and bring their instruments, and we kind of do a little mini bar hop up the waterfront. Some stop off at, like, we've had Highland dancers at Roger Brown's. We hope to stop in at Legends and do a little fiddling and guitar and flute. The pipers will walk back and probably play up the street towards where Barron's Pub is for just like the next hour after the parade. And then we settle the streets for the other New Year's revelers.
Yeah,
It's over
that's it.
about 6:37.
So what time does this start in the afternoon?
We step off here at Washington and London Street at 4:30. So you want to come ahead of that to gather. I ask on the permit for a time slot before that so that you can feel comfortable, park your cars here at Monumental. They donate their lot or along the streets. It's free parking. You can gather, find a place in line that you feel comfortable. And then we start off with a firing of the old Revolutionary guns and the pipes, and we take a walk.
You know, and whether you're from Portsmouth or anywhere, if you're watching this, really check it out, because I mean, it's a great way. You feel like you have a big New Year's Eve celebration right in the middle of the afternoon,
Yes.
and then you can go on to whatever you have planned for the evening. Thanks for coming here, and thanks for getting this together. You really have given Portsmouth a wonderful tradition.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Well, that's it for our show today. If you'd like to find out more about the events that we featured on this show, or any of the other dozens of holiday-themed events taking place throughout November and December in Portsmouth, then simply log on to www.portsvaevents.com. And then come to Portsmouth, where if you give us a day, we'll give you a vacation. I'm Rob Lauer, and from everyone here at PCTV, we wish you and yours a very happy holiday season. Be sure to join us in the spring for our 2018 season of Portsmouth Now.